follow up today. Let's see if we can get that one property from Jesus under contract, and have quite a few others that we have to do some follow-ups along with some new prospecting. All right, we're live on Facebook. Appreciate you guys joining me. We've got an hour here. Let's go ahead and plug away. So just an update. This seller here was asking 110. Yesterday when we spoke to him, he was not willing to come down, but by the end of the conversation, it seemed that 105 would be doable. So I'm going to give him a call back. It looks like a little bit of the sticking point is that he wants actually properties to purchase as well. So it seemed like he wanted to take the cash or have them lined up so that once he sells this, he can go ahead and buy something else. So a little bit of matcha to keep things moving. Let's see what we got.
Please leave your message for 609.
All right, so I'll go ahead and I'll just shoot him a text message. Hey, Jesus, do me a favor. Give me a call when you get a chance. Thanks. All right, so that worked. That actually did it well. Let's see if he gives a call back during our live sesh. So a couple more follow-ups here. Let's go ahead and crank these out before we do some new prospecting.
Hello?
Hey, Lawrence, it's Ryan. How you doing? Uh-oh, you forgot about me already. It's Ryan Paliukaitis. We've been speaking quite a bit over the past year and change. You even spoke to some of my team members, Joe. Long and short of it, we were talking about your property on Mayor's Court, and you wanted us to follow up with you in July. So as promised, I'm dropping you a line, trying to see if now's a good time for you. Yes, I had my guy in there.
Put a water heater in it. There's some floorboards that need to be replaced on the backboard.
Yep. I mean, so when we talked originally, I know you're at 60 grand, and then since then it looked like you had a price increase. Last we spoke about a month ago, you mentioned you were at 70K. Does that get it done if we can get you your 70K and get this closed? I don't know, 30 days, 21 days. Would that work for you?
Sure.
Okay.
You're gonna pay all the expenses and everything, right?
So if you mean you want us to pay your closing costs, is what you're saying?
Right.
Okay, we could work with that, but just so you know, if you do use an attorney, that's not usually covered in the standard cost. But yes, the realty transfer fee and all that stuff.
But all the other stuff, if you could have used sterling title, forget it. Those people are thieves.
Now we use River Edge, and Kathy is the closing agent there. I've been dealing with her over a decade. She's pretty amazing. So,
all right, well, let's see what you got to offer.
Okay, so I was gonna say.
I'm driving right now, so I really shouldn't be talking to you.
Okay, no worries. I'll give you a call because it's a little. All right, I'll give you a call tomorrow morning around 10 o'clock. Does that work?
Yeah, you can try. Before then, I may not answer my phone, but
you were breaking up a little. What's the best time? You tell me what works for you.
There's never a best time. You just got lucky and call.
Okay, I'll give you a call, and if I don't get you, I'll shoot you a text, and you give me a ring whenever you get a free moment.
There you go.
All right, Lawrence. Looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll get this one underway ASAP.
Okay, bye-bye.
Sounds good. All righty. So as I was talking to that homeowner, we had Jesus giving me a call back. So just an update on this one. We've been dealing with him since last April. We did check out the property, and for whatever reason, it looks like he was postponing us till now. It looks like he's finally ready to make the jump. I just got to verify, does the 70K make sense? So we'll go ahead and run the evaluations, get back to him tomorrow. Let's give Jesus a ring.
Hello?
Hey, Jesus, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you, buddy?
Very good, very good. So, do have an update for you. I did talk with my partner and whatnot, and just gave him a rundown on your scenario. And he basically said yes. He's like, listen, we'll do the 105. We'll get that done. Tell Jesus we're flexible with the closing. And as I mentioned yesterday, basically what that means is we could put, let's say, a closing date for September 19th, right? So it gives us 2 months, and that gives you some time for either us and whatever agents that you're working with to try to find you some deals. If, let's say, you found one in the next week or two and we had title and it's clear, ready to close, we could close sooner. That's not a problem. But we would like to kind of put some type of date on it that we could expect, to buy it, even if you haven't purchased those homes. That way, we're earmarking the funds now. We could set up our resources accordingly. So if that works for you, I will get you out of contract, either you, your attorney, this afternoon.
Yeah, you can send it to me. I'm gonna send you my email in a second.
Perfect.
And then I can just bring it to my attorney, to take a look at it.
Yeah, and then I'll include my information. Obviously, he can reach out to me with any, any changes or issues or whatever. But it's pretty straightforward. So okay.
Yeah, so did you gather all the information about how much at the end I'm gonna get for the house after taxes, right? Did you get all of that?
No, what I was going to do is I want to connect you with Kathy. That way, I'll CC you on the email. I'll tell her, hey, this is the purchase price. Here's the owner's information. Can you tell him what the breakdown on the costs would be? Obviously, the water reading, we don't know what that is, right? So you'd have to make some kind of guesstimate there. But as far as the taxes, as far as the rent proration, as far as the realty transfer fee, doc prep, all that fun stuff, we can get that over to you so you have a good idea of what your closing costs will be.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
When we were talking, the closing, you're gonna take care of all of that, right?
As I mentioned, I will take care of standard closing costs, but attorneys, they are optional. So if you do hire an attorney, that his fees would have to be on you.
Okay. All right, cool.
All right, awesome. Shoot me that email, and like I said, I'll get this out to you this afternoon. And looking forward to getting this one underway. And I'm expecting 2 properties from my associate. He's like, we have 2 of them that we might be able to unload. I don't know if they're of interest to you, but any information I have, I'll shoot over to you and see if any of those make sense.
Oh, and one more thing that I wanted to talk about. You guys used to buy houses here in New Jersey?
Of course.
Just in New Jersey.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're saying so it really depends. I've purchased out of state before. To be honest with you, New Jersey is my home base, so to speak. But looking in other areas in parts of Florida or looking in upstate New York, I mean, I will take a look at it if it's something. What do you have?
Well, I bought a house a few months ago, and I'm doing some remodeling in the house.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna send you the address, the city to take a look at it or whatever. I purchased it for a price, but it needed a lot of work to do, and I'm investing $2 in the house or whatever to sell it.
Okay.
And if you're interested, you want to buy it, then we can work something out.
Okay. Where's it located?
That is in Memphis, Tennessee, though.
It's in Memphis. Okay, this is a single family home?
Yes.
Okay. What did that's interesting. How'd you get that out there? That's a little bit of a trip, no?
Yeah, well, I have a crew over there working for me.
No kidding.
And I told them to look around, for a house that they can work home. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Right.
over here in New Jersey, I didn't have any work for them at the time. And
Yeah.
I sent it there to do some couple of jobs, and then I decided to buy a house and
Yeah.
do all the work and then flip it. That's it.
Understood. I mean, I personally, that would be a little bit of a stretch for me, but I do have some associates in my network that do business in Memphis, Tennessee. Shoot me over the details. I'll run it by them and see if they're in buy mode and if it's something that would make sense. And if so, we'll take the next steps.
Okay, perfect.
All right, sounds great.
My email then.
All right. Yep. Text me that. We'll get this thing underway for you.
All right, love. Take care.
All right, Jesus.
Bye, man. Bye.
You got it. So there you have it, peeps. We are at, let's see, it's Wednesday. I think we're 17th day. There you have it. We have our accepted offer on that property. Got to get them out of contract. And we have a couple others we have to follow up. The gentleman right here is actually close to a deal as well. So again, the goal was just one deal through cold calling, utilizing, cold calling for 30 days, an hour a day of motivated sellers or potentially motivated sellers and trying to get one deal underway. And it looks like we'll be on target to do better than that. So we are going to continue onward. We're going to do this for the full 30 days. And at the end of this, I'll share all the metrics. We'll share the final numbers. But just want to obviously take this moment. You guys, if you've been following me for these past 2 weeks plus, everything that I'm doing really isn't anything super difficult that most people can't manage. We're just having normal conversations with everyday people and just inquiring about their home. So the key is just actually putting in the time to do it. And it's unfortunate, but considering it's a little bit mundane and may not be exciting for some people, it's easy to see, as I have experienced in my own business right now, keeping the motivation going for those people that have to make these calls day in and day out. Keep in mind, I'm only doing this for an hour a day, sharing with you guys. But typical cold callers are working 6 to 8 hours, and usually even just 4 hours at a clip is pretty taxing. So with that being said, you can tough it out and you can get through, the mundane tasks, if you will. There is fruit waiting for you. Fruits for your labor. All right, so we got this one. I have to put a task to go ahead and get this guy out his an update for that. All right, so quite a few tasks I have to do offline, and let's see. All right, let's load these other lists. So far, so good. Just a quick thing to share with you guys. Previously on the other videos, when I was sharing with you guys my experience as far as like the carrot and the stick and whatnot, and just having like that bit of encouragement when I first started off in 2005-ish, I started off door knocking, pre-foreclosures, and there's a lot of rejection, and it's jumping into the lion's den and all. But at the end of the day, when you got that positive feedback, and in which case it wasn't necessarily, hey, I'm going to sell you my home, but instead of saying no thank you or getting upset, if they actually had a conversation, yeah, I might be open to that, or hey, come on in and look around. That positive feedback was enough to go ahead and keep me to door knock the next house and continue to do that for each subsequent week. And so the long and short of it, I'm listening to this book called Atomic Habits, and it actually discusses that, essentially saying when you're building new habits, it is important to get that positive reinforcement. And I guess the challenging thing is the activities that we're doing now with cold calling, for the most part, again, a lot of rejection, a lot of no's, hangups, whatever, is a long-term play. It's delayed gratification. So it's important to try to get those immediate gratifications where you could find them, to keep these types of actions, again, an action that may be compounded efforts, realized that later on, in order to put in those reps, and make it more incentivizing to go ahead and again celebrate those little wins and continue plugging away. So just thought I'd share that little tidbit when I was listening to the audiobook in my car. That's what I heard. So I thought I would share that with you guys. Let's go ahead, load some of these other leads. Okay, we're going to go ahead and call the oldest lead first. So let's see what we got here. Okay. Okay, so this one's actually a mobile home. Typically speaking, I would only be interested in owning a mobile home if it was a mobile home park, and perhaps some of the mobile homes within in the park. So I'm going to skip this one. I don't want to follow up on something that we're probably not going to purchase. With that being said, again, being a licensed agent, that's another avenue in which we could assist. So I view it as just another tool on the toolbox. In the toolbox, hey, the house is in great shape or whatever it is. It doesn't really make sense for a cash offer, maybe on our side as well. But hey, you're interested in selling, allow us the opportunity to go ahead and show you how we could serve you as an agent. So that's been a good route for us as well. So let me go ahead and do some follow-ups here. All right.
Hello?
Hey, is this Joe?
Yes, it certainly is.
Hey, Joe, my name is Ryan. You spoke to one of my team members, Joe, a few months ago about your property on Ewingville Road, and just wanted to drop you a line. I know at the time it looked like, we have all the information here, and it looked like you're around the 290 price point. Are you still looking to sell, and has there been any update as far as your asking price?
Yeah, I've gotten an offer already.
You did?
That I'm going to accept from, what's the name? What is the name? It's not coming to me off the top of my head. I think it's.
Is it
I've
like?
got a very generous offer, and I'm definitely going to try to strike a deal with them once I hear back from my mortgage company.
Okay.
They denied a request I made for loan modification about 2 months ago.
Right.
And in their denial letter for home retention loss mitigation, they miscalculated my monthly income. So I appealed that, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. But either way, I think it's Real Estate Property Solutions or something like that.
Well, okay, that's interesting. Because my company's Real Estate Solution Providers. I haven't come across the Real Estate Solutions in New Jersey.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not clear on the name. It's in my phone directory somewhere, and I'm driving out, so I can't access it.
Yeah, no worries.
But,
so they're like a cash buyer, I guess, as well, cash and investors, or is this someone else?
It's going to be a non-traditional land trust type of deal, and quite frankly, I'm very impressed with the guy who called me.
Okay. So if you say a land trust, now correct me if I'm wrong. And you mentioned the like a loan modification. Is it something that you're trying to get where they just assume your payments and then cash, like refinance you out a year or two down the road?
Yeah, that's part of the plan. Hey, hold on a second. Don't go away.
Sure thing.
No, that was a scam call. So
No worries.
yeah, I'm pretty impressed with their non-traditional ideas, and I want to move in that direction. So I guess that's a polite. I'm trying to say politely that we
Yeah, you have
we're
somebody.
not gonna
Understood.
so,
So
do anything different right
yeah,
now.
yeah, no worries. Well, best of luck. I am familiar with it. It's called the subject to. I personally don't do those, to be honest with you, just because a lot of red tape. If they're done properly, ethically, and all that, yes, it can be a good, viable option for you. Obviously, you just want to make sure that, because in essence, they're just keeping your mortgage in place, and you want to make sure that they're going to be responsible if
Right.
let's say, because ultimately they're going to bring in a tenant or keep the tenants in there, and then they're going to say, okay, we're going to handle all that. You just want to make sure that they're going to cash you out on the agreed upon time, because technically you are still on the hook, as you know. And then the other thing is,
And
yeah,
there is all of that's going to be specified in a written contract at some point.
yeah,
But the linchpin in this whole matter is obviously the mortgage company right now, and which way they decide to go. They might call me back and say, hey, you know what, we admit we made a mistake. We're going to refinance your loan.
right,
That'll make it a lot easier for me to do business, especially in this non-traditional mode.
yeah,
And if they still stand firm and they want to play hardball, I still got an option to bring the account current through their investment.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, if it's done ethically and properly, it could be a good option for you. One thing I would mention, Joseph, I would present this type of scenario for them. Say, hey guys, this thing sounds great. My question is this: you guys have it rented, everything's going great. 6 months, a year down the road, they vacate, and all of a sudden, we have 30 or 40,000 or something high with damage. What happens then? I would find out, because you don't want them to just split and run, and you're still on the hook. They made that spread for the 2 years, and now you're in the same scenario that you are today, except
Well, that's
you got,
why
yeah.
that's why I want a legal agreement drawn up.
Oh, it would be a legal agreement, but you just want to make sure that they're going to be responsible up and down, right? So, for example, the scenario I just gave you, in theory, that should be their responsibility if they're doing this properly. I'm sure they wouldn't want that responsibility.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of sold on the guy I've been dealing with. He sounds legit and
Sure.
and transparent and honest.
Good.
And, and what I wanted to ask you, and I do appreciate your call, is there a sample agreement? Is there sample language that I can look at? And if there is, could you provide something like that for me?
I would love to, but when you have to, first and foremost, this type of transaction, like subject twos, is really not that popular in New Jersey. You'll hear about this more in like southern states or Texas, stuff like that, when it's more of a common term of seller financing. In New Jersey, you don't hear that as much. Most homeowners aren't aware. So with that being said, it's not super common where you have like these documents that are floating around and are widely used. To be honest with you, most of them are very custom to the situation. That's why I was giving you that little tidbit before. Just make sure that present certain scenarios.
They're not going to cut me around. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's it. Just say, listen, guys, if all of a sudden there's a shit ton of repairs needed and we're doing a tenant turnover, who's going to be responsible? And by the way, if it's vacant for 6 months, who's going to get? You just want to make sure that they have enough skin in the game. That they're not just going to leave and leave in a lurch. So, but yeah, I mean, if I come across, go ahead.
If you come across something, I greatly appreciate it. In the meantime, where should I look, and what search word should I use if I start doing
Your own due diligence?
search online?
Sure. So what this is referred to is called subject to or sub to. It's basically meaning subject to existing mortgage. So they're buying it with the mortgage in place. They have an agreement with you. They're going to make the payments from the land trust. This is for a variety of reasons, and one is not to get too technical, but it's to avoid the due on sale clause. Did they explain to you about the due on sale trigger?
No.
Okay, I'll really quick. So mortgages after I don't know, the 78 or whatever it may be in the 70s sometime, they put language in there that says if for whatever reason you were to like have somebody else assume the loan, right? Because there's language in there that says it's not assumable. So if you were to go ahead and do some type of creative transfer, they're basically saying, hey, we can call this loan due in full. So you may have a $300,000 loan that's over the next 25 years, but if you violated something according to that agreement, that they can go ahead and call the loan due in full. So what you ask these guys is, hey guys, this sounds awesome. I'm happy to move forward. Hey, as I understand it, there's a due on sale clause that could possibly get triggered. What if they try to call the loan due? Then what? And to be honest with you, if it's an underwater or a marginal type of scenario where there's not a ton of equity, hence why they're going this route, that would be a problem, because as investors, we're not looking to pay full or above retail market value because it really doesn't make investment sense. So I would definitely check that out. And again, subject to is what it's called, and you could find a plethora of information in Google to give you the benefits and drawbacks, and then you can present that to the guy, and just make sure that you're equally that it's a fair deal and that you're protected.
Great advice. I really thank you for calling me and sharing that information.
Yeah, no worries at all. Appreciate it. And if for whatever reason, Joe, things don't pan out, give me a call. We could revisit this at this time or that time, and we could see, hey, okay, this is what we got going on. What are the options and what makes most sense?
Yeah, give me a best number to reach you, and
Sure.
Tell me your name again.
Yeah, sure. It's Ryan, Ryan. Last name is Paliukaitis, but most people know me as Pal, Ryan Pal. So you can just put PAL. And my cell phone is 973 699 3804.
The company is Real Estate Solution Providers.
You got it.
Much appreciated, Ryan.
You got it, Joe. Hey, best of luck. Hopefully everything turns out. And like I said, if for whatever reason you kind of get uneasy, the guy scrapes his knee, whatever, give me a call or a text, and we'll get things going.
I appreciate it.
All right, you got it. Have a good one.
You too.
Take care. All righty. So, what's the end take for that? Well, they already situated with another person. I just wanted to inform him just some general stuff as far as his scenario, not to try to undermine the other person. It sounds like he is very happy with them, which is great. But some things, again, he wasn't informed about a due on sale clause. That is one of the most important things with a subject to, and definitely something he should be aware of. So, why did I mention that? Well, number one, again, just arming him with certain information allows him to do a better deal. You don't want anyone to get taken advantage of. So that's part one. Part two is, hey, if this doesn't turn out, he probably will call us, considering that informative call he just had. And again, this isn't trying to give him information and try to re-rope him back in. I just wanted to arm him with it. I believe in good karma. I also believe, hey, he may sell a house, everything goes well. But hey, this guy Ryan, he was informative and gave me a hand. You never know what would happen in the future. But again, I've helped homeowners like that many, many, many times, and never received compensation. That's okay. I believe in the law and giving, and just doing what's right. So with that said, we are going to keep moving. And okay, updated the notes while we were going. 30 minutes in. All right. It's been a bit of a shift, right? The first week and change was a lot of action, a lot of calls, etc. And now we're getting lesser calls, but we're getting, good quality conversations, good prospects. All right. Not interested in this one. All right. Let's go ahead. Okay. $30 Let's see if we can finish our second half off strong. Okay. All right. Just going through some of the previous notes. Okay. Retail pitch listing. So these are all retail properties. I'm not going to pitch listings in this call session, but the way it works is that we're prospecting homeowners. Obviously, not every situation is going to be a good fit for both of us. In some cases, we're just not interested in the property. In other cases, they are not motivated. They don't have any underlying signs of motivation. And oops. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Hi, this is the Google Assistant. Can I ask what you're calling about? Your answer will be recorded and a transcript will be provided to the person you're calling.
Following up with our previous conversation regarding your property on North Birdsall Ave.
All right, hang on while I try to reach them. All right, hang on while I try to reach them.
All right. Sorry, got sidetracked from previous what I was mentioning previously. So, yes, obviously being an agent or whatnot, we could offer them the listing. So again, maybe it doesn't make sense for a cash offer. Maybe it doesn't make sense on our end for a cash offer. But again, if they're open to selling, hey, we'd like to go ahead and offer them their services. So it's just another tool in the toolbox. So here's a listing that was accepted verbally, and we were waiting for the husband to get back. And then, unfortunately, we never connected again, or my boots on the ground Joe never connected.
Radio.
Hi, is this Sevam?
Who?
I'm sorry, maybe that was your wife. We spoke to Sevam about your property on Broad Street.
Broad Street, yes.
On South Broad Street, right. And so we, when we spoke to Sevam a few months ago, I guess you mentioned, I think you may have been in India for a while, and The long and short of
No, not India, Turkey.
Turkey. Okay, so I'm crossing my wires here, but okay.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. So long and short of it, my guy Joe, who is the boots on the ground, the agent that would help you get this thing sold quick. For some reason, it looked like there was a disconnect. He wasn't able to get a hold of you guys and whatnot. So I just figured I'd follow up with you and see. Are you guys ready to roll, or still got to take care of some things, or?
I don't have to take care of anything. I have only one site left for sale because the other site I sold it.
Okay, because I'm talking about the one. This was on South Broad.
Yeah, South Broad. That's the one that I'm talking because it's a two building there. It's not one.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said.
Building.
I'm sorry. You meant side, like the one side of the duplex. You mean?
One side, yes. So 1034 and 1032, which is 1034 I sold it.
Yes.
1032 is available, but what's the range that you're looking for? What's the price range? Is a store? First floor is a store. Is a basement.
Yeah.
And upstairs is a duplex apartments, which is 2-floor apartments.
Correct. So the way I understand it through the conversations is that this property didn't meet what we were looking for. However, Joe is on our team, Joe Bayless, and he's a rock star agent in the area. And he was supposed to, I guess, meet with you guys to discuss how he could help you guys out and, through a standard traditional sale, listing and whatnot. And unfortunately, I guess maybe you guys are playing phone tag. When I was talking to him, he didn't get a hold of you. So I just wanted to try to hop on and see how I could facilitate you guys getting together so he can go ahead and meet with you and your wife and show you how he can assist.
Yes, we can, but the problem is that we are leaving overseas again.
Oh, you're
in 2 days.
Okay.
We are leaving in 2 days. I don't wanna waste anybody else's time,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like to waste my time either.
Good.
What's the price range that we look on? Then we go ahead proceed forward.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I can talk to anyone. I don't have no problem with that. But what's the price range that he wants to buy, or what's the price range that he wants to put on for sale?
Correct. So what we did in the notes I have from you guys, you were looking for 200,000 back in January. I don't know if that's still the situation, but the idea was to have Joe go ahead, see the property, see the condition, and then he could advise you of, hey, this is a good number, or hey, we have to be a little less, or hey, we can get more, and show you, hey, these are what comparables are selling for. This is how your house compares, and he can go over all that stuff to come up with a price that makes sense.
Right.
So if you said you're leaving in 2 days?
I'm leaving in 2 days, but it's a problem that we cannot. I mean, I understand it is hard to give a price, but tenants, we can see the first floor, we can show them that we're coming from insurance company, not the realtor, because I don't wanna go ahead and show them that I'm selling the building.
Of course.
And I don't want to be like a problem. Oh,
I agree.
Selling the building, so now we don't have to pay rent or something.
Of course. I get it 100%. And we work with those scenarios all the time. I'll tell you what I could do.
Because I have a really experience. I own a few buildings in Staten Island, all the way down to Brooklyn, and all the way down to Philly, actually.
Wow.
But, I have a real experience. As soon as I show the realtor to any house that I'm selling and I have a tenant in it, I always hit problem.
I agree.
They start acting up, and they don't want to pay the rent. Oh, my roof is leaking, which is no leak.
Yeah.
Oh, I want you to paint this. For what? I painted like last year. It's not good.
Yeah.
They acting up. They don't want to pay rent because you're selling the building, so they trying to get away with 3 months. I don't want to be a problem like that. I can show the building. Only one condition. Like, we coming from insurance company, you need yearly, annually, like a checkup. That's about it.
I agree 100%. And here's what I'll do. If you like, I would like to connect you and Joe together, and that way he could explain to you, okay, here's how we could proceed and everything that makes you feel comfortable and doesn't spook the tenants. What's the, because I think he was trying to get a hold of you and wasn't able to connect, obviously. When is the best time? Can he call you sometime this evening?
He can call me this evening. Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'll have him give you a ring. He can go over all the details and see how we can go ahead and get you situated. Really quick, I apologize. What's your first name?
My name is McKean.
McKean. Okay, great. I'm Ryan, and Joe Bayless is the guy who's going to call you. He's my boots on the ground.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, great talking to you, McKean. Again, my name is Ryan, and I'll have him call you tonight, and we'll get this thing underway.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right, take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All righty then. All right, update these notes. All right, so we got some valid concerns, and long and short of it, I'll have Joe call him. We had a bit of a phone tag for quite some time, and I just wanted to see if I could connect together. So somewhere along the line, somebody dropped the ball or a phone tag, whatever it may be. But we'll go ahead and get them connected. So again, just another channel of or another vertical of income, right? So if you're a licensed agent, while you're prospecting these phone calls, it enables you to serve more homeowners, such as the gentleman we just spoke to. So nonetheless, we would go ahead, have Joe handle that. Joe would give a referral fee. And, while it's a smaller percentage, those type of referral fees help with marketing and overhead. So in our business, it makes sense to proceed forward. So go ahead and we'll set this up. All righty. Let's see how we're doing. 42 minutes, little call volume, but great call. So I'll trade that any day of the week. Okay, so assign this to me. All right. Okay, 1 million for this one. I think they're being sarcastic. We'll go to the next. Okay, let's see this one. Rougher Street. Hey, I'm doing some live calls. I'll give you a call when I'm wrapping up here. I'll check my my records. I'll double check. I'm actually recording live on the Facebook here. I'll be done in like 20 minutes. All right, sounds good. All right. All right, so this property manager, we talked to him. Let's see. All right, all right.
Hello.
Hey, is this Alex?
Yes, speaking.
Hey, Alex, my name's Ryan. We haven't spoken before. You spoke to my team member, Joe, a couple months ago. And I was just following up because I saw in the notes here that it looked like we were supposed to get back to you This is regarding your property on Passaic Street. And I just wanted to drop you a line. It looked like, I guess when we spoke to you early May, you're at 115 as an as-is deal. Just wanted to see, are you still looking to sell, and is that the price you're still looking for?
No, I'm selling it right now.
Oh, you're keeping it?
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. Do you happen to have any other properties in Trenton, Hamilton, or Ewing that you might be interested in selling? Perhaps ones with
No.
nothing else. Okay, all right. Well, we're not going anywhere anytime soon. Is it okay if I follow up with you every couple months about this property to see?
Not a problem. Not a
Okay.
problem.
Beautiful. All right, I'll go ahead. I'll plug it in. I'll drop you a line in 2 months. If things change beforehand, give me a ring at this number. I'd love to go ahead and revisit at that time. All right, sounds good, Alex. And I'll talk to you in a couple months. All right, so maybe he's getting good rent. Who knows? But we'll follow up with him. Okay, to follow up. So I'm curious what changed there. It looks like, all right. Yeah, I guess he just not as motivated. So not a problem. Just under 15 minutes. Continuing another hour, 30 days of cold calling. We are at day 17. And we are making progress. All right, so this one is interesting. This is a potential short sale. All right. Okay. I typically don't do short sales. We don't do them as much. They used to be our main focus. However, we do have associates where we can just pass the record, pass the deal over to handle all the processing for the paperwork. So in which case we could still make something happen. But let's see.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
All right. All righty. All right, another follow-up. This one's a retail, or was retail at the time. Let's see. But again, it's the market has changed a lot and has gotten even crazy. Some of these deals that we were borderline or marginal on do have the potential to actually become a deal. So.
For 6092.
All right, this one. All right, so this one actually has a pending task on our end. We have all that information, and it looks like we still have to evaluate this. So let's go ahead and update that. So again, I'm working under our system here, just going ahead and make some adjustments, tags, assignments. All right. Have quite a few other ones to get through. Definitely enough to last us the remaining time. We'll continue this tomorrow. Now, this is the lady Sandra that's due a call, an offer. Haven't been able to get a hold of her for a while. Looks like she ghosted us last time. I don't expect to get on the phone, but let's just give her a try. All right, so Wasn't expecting to get her on. Who else we got in the pipeline? All right. All right, so there's a follow-up. Looks like he had properties. We originally spoke about this property on Burton Ave.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. The number you dialed has been changed, disconnected, or is no longer in service.
Looks like we may have to re-skip. Shoot. All right. I'll have to find. Actually, you know what? As I showed you guys yesterday, you can utilize TruePeopleSearch.com for a one-off, right? So I'm plugging in the number I just called. TruePeopleSearch.com has 4 ways you could search: name, phone, address, and email. So this brought up another record. Let's see if it has a more up-to-date phone number. All right, so that is the latest that it has listed here. All right, so unfortunately, no updated number. There's that lovely lag. All right, so go ahead and put a new task to try to get an updated phone number through skip tracing, or we can send them a letter. So let's just put that in. Okay. Saved and on to the next. All right. This one's an agent, not too motivated. Had a recent call. We'll skip that one. All right, just getting up to date on the notes here. Unfortunately, from when we first started this system, we didn't have the workflows and field set up. Some of these older leads, the data is scattered around. So, all right.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 607765448.
All right, we'll try to get a hold of him later on. It looks like we had potentially given that gentleman a $90K offer. Obviously, we didn't make the next move, but it was right around early May. All right, so we'll continue to follow up. That's one of the biggest things that I've learned since I first got into real estate. So I got into real estate 2005, 2006, and different time period then, especially when the market started turning. All of our marketing was doing exceptionally well. At the time, I was doing postcards, and I couldn't even keep up with the volume of motivated sellers. So keeping tabs on follow-ups and non-motivated sellers just was non-existent. They would, unless they were banging down our door, to get back to them, and in which case we were leaving a lot of money and opportunity on the table. A big part of our system now is because the leads aren't as plentiful and harder to come by. As you see, we're actively prospecting, but we're also always cultivating our existing database and always checking up, always following up. And that's been a big, huge benefit, especially during COVID. That was a lot of the deals that we were doing was older property records in our system and our databases, and just consistently following up. All right, we're winding down here. Let's see if we can get a couple more of these. So this is an older one.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 609.
All right. So again, I don't really leave emails just due to the time constraints, but not if people desired, just as I did on the first few calls, I could go ahead and start leaving them if people want to hear me do. At the end of the day, it's pretty much the same message each time. Nothing too crazy, but more than happy to go ahead and implement that. If you guys want, just comment below, let me know. As a matter of fact, anything you guys want me to kind of focus on, feel free to chime in, and I can kind of gear the calls accordingly. All right, let's see if we got another rough street. All right. Out of state. Let's see.
Yeah.
Is this Omar?
Who's it?
Hey, Omar, this is Ryan. I don't know if you remember speaking to me. We spoke on and off since last October. And then you spoke to my team member, Joe, throughout the winter a little bit. And then it looks like we haven't heard from you in a little while. Originally talking to you about your property on Vine Street. And I just wanted to drop you a line, see if you're still interested in selling. And if so, if you were still at, I think you were at 70K. Was that the asking price? I'll have to see here. But are you still looking to sell the property on Vine Street? Hello? All right, so I lost him. Maybe that sounded a little too spammy for him.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic
Guess
voice
you don't want to
message
talk about it.
system. 51658999476 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Omar, it's Ryan again. I think we just got cut off. I was just following up with you. Again, we spoke to you all the way back in October of last year about your property on Vine Street. You were speaking to Joe up until about, I guess, it looks like October, November. And from the notes here and stuff, it looked like we were somewhat close to a deal. We're still looking for properties. and I figured I'd drop you a line, see if this is worth revisiting. If so, do me a favor, give me a ring anytime. You can reach me on this number, 973-551-8210. And if not, no worries. Save my number. Would love to reconnect when you're ready. But again, we're looking for properties now. Hopefully it'll be a good time for both of us. Give me a call. Again, the number 973-551-8210. Thanks. Talk to you soon. All right. So let's go ahead, put that in. All right. So, hey, that's going to happen, right? And at the end of the day, can't take it personally. It's part of the business. Anytime that happens, you just go ahead and move on to the next. So let's see. We just hit our hour. Let's see if this lasts. All right. That's retail. Let's see if we can get one of these potential prospects revived. All right. Old notes. All right, let's give it an attempt here. That's a tough name. Okay, interestingly enough, notes on this one, and then when I scrolled down, I saw that he wants to sell it for $7K, which probably a piece of land or has a ton of liens. We'll have to evaluate that later. So really not a exceptional property, unfortunately. So at any rate, we are wrapped up for today. Thank you guys for joining me. Hope you guys found value in this. I'm going to go ahead and send out that contract, get that underway to that seller, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And looking forward to adding more potential prospects to the pipeline here. So